Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co. And today, instead of Two Back or Not to Back, I'm doing 20 upcoming crowdfunding campaigns that I'm excited about. That slight hesitancy on excited is that these range from on the lower end games that I'm intrigued about and want to find out more to games that I am very excited about, can't wait for them to launch and will be backing them, all that stuff. We shall see. There's definitely a range going on here. But with that said, this is just instead of Two Back or Not to Back. I'm currently probably on the way home from Gen Con, by the way, with a cat. If things went well, I'm hopefully on the way back from Gen Con with a cat. I'm excited. I'm excited about the cat more so than these games because I always liked cats. I just never got around to actually getting a pet of any kind, and now I have a cat. Hopefully, if things go well. Anyways, back to this over here. Two Back or Not to Back. We'll be diving into these. So I'm on the way back from Gen Con right now, so there's no Two Back or Not to Back officially. Instead, I'm doing 20 campaigns that some I have very little information about, some I have more information about. In all cases, I'll at least tell you why I'm excited, why it's on this list, and they are ranked in order from least excited all the way to most excited. Let's start off with the first one. Number 20 is going to be Assassin's Creed Animus, the board game. Oh, and before we start, back to the full screen over here. Before we start, inevitably, there are always going to be campaigns that I missed, campaigns that I knew about. This, by the way, specifically was done utilizing GameFound and Kickstarter's their upcoming pages in order to see projects and refresh my memory. So there are almost certainly campaigns that are going to be coming up that don't have pages that I know about, but that may be public, but they don't have pages, or campaigns that I missed or forgot about. Feel free to ask what about X down below, and I'll tell you if I'm just not excited for X, because sometimes I'm just not excited. Just because you're a big campaign with 30,000 followers doesn't mean that I'm personally interested in that campaign. So it is case by case, but feel free to ask about what about X down below. With that said, let's start off back to this list over there. Number 20, Assassin's Creed Animus, the board game from Manta Games. I love the Assassin's Creed board game from Triton Noir, so I'm intrigued. I'm hesitant. I'm definitely hesitant, but I'm intrigued as to what Manta Games is going to be doing with this IP, with this game. It does look like they are going to be branching out across different Assassin's Creed universes. We got a little bit of Valhalla in there. I do hope they have Odyssey. That's the one I'm currently in the middle of. But that said, I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. I don't know enough to be anything other than intrigued in this. Who will you become? What choice will you make? Intrigued. Intrigued is the answer that I have. Number 19 is River Market from Kids Table Board Games. I do have their page up here because that image wasn't loading on Kickstarter. But River Market is a new game in the KTBG line of Creature Comforts and all that. Creature Comfort, why am I blanking on the last one? Creature Comfort, the other one that I can't remember right now, and River Market. But those Maple Valley and River Market. I had a chance to see this one loosely at Origins, the general idea of how it plays. The reason it's low on this list is because it is more family friendly, so it's one that I'm sure I will enjoy, just like I've enjoyed Creature Comforts and Maple Valley. Still have both of those. My kids still like them. I enjoy playing them with them. But it's not one I'm likely to be pulling out at game night myself. It's likely one that I'm happy to share with my kids. So excited for this one. Lower down this list because it's less my personal excitement, but I mean, hey, a game that my kids enjoy is a game I'm excited about. Coming in number 18, we have Bloodwork from iDemo Games. Now again, I know very little about this one. It's a dark fantasy RPG board game with fantastic miniatures, unique enemy AI mechanics, rewarding infinitely replayable campaign, and the infinitely replayable campaign is where they lost me a little bit. And that's not to say there isn't an audience for this, and lost me is the wrong terminology. I'm still excited, I'm still interested, but it's definitely lower on this list because of that, because the infinitely replayable campaign, is it 10 missions, 20 missions? Is it 50 hours, 100 hours? The shorter it is, the more intrigued I'll be, and of course interested in single shot gameplay. But the game does look very cool, it does look very good. It's just the nature of campaign games. I have realized that I engage in legacy and campaign that is in that 30-hour range or under, maybe 50 hours. If you start creeping up to 100 hours, like infinitely replayable, that's great for some people. Some people who want to buy a single campaign game and go into it again and again and again, that's a great selling point. For me, most times I will not be playing it again. There are exceptions. Primal is a campaign I will play again and again and again. But those exceptions are the exceptions. For the most part, I'm happy to play a campaign and move on from it. So the infinitely replayable is only compelling to me if this is like a 20-hour campaign and not a 70-hour campaign. So we shall see. But I'm definitely interested in this one. The presentation, the production, first-time creator, 12,000 people following the campaign page. They're definitely doing something right. Then we have Don't Starve. Don't Starve, the board game. Honestly, never played the video game. Not interested in this at all because of the video game. It's from Glass Cannon Unplugged. I've generally enjoyed their games so far. But the main thing that got me is roguelike survival co-op with true solo. That sentence right there, combined with the sheer amount of people following this campaign and the fact that it's based on an IP. Again, an IP I don't actually care about. but that has me interested. Roguelike survival co-op with true solo. That was the catchphrase. Like, I saw this because, again, I'm searching these campaigns, and I saw Don't Starve, and I was like, am I excited about Don't Starve? And then when I read that sentence, I was like, okay, I'm excited about Don't Starve. Do I know about the gameplay? No. Do I know what it'll be like? No. Will I actually like it? No idea. Am I excited because of that one sentence? A little bit. Then we have Threshold. Threshold from Open Owl Studios, a cooperative game of epic proportion, deep character customization, and strategic combat set in an immersive world. Seems intriguing. Open Owl in general, they put out very solid games, very well. Like, their games so far have been very well done. Their world building is fantastic. I am very intrigued as to what this will do. Threshold is designed to let players jump in and out easily while still making meaningful progress each session. So it depends. Is it more like Mythwood? I don't think so. I think it's a lot more gameplay to this one. I am intrigued. The character progression looks cool. Everything looks cool. It's checking all the right boxes as far as gauging my interests, skill systems. All of those things sound fantastic. Whether or not I enjoy it, time will tell. Below the Asylum from Awakened Realms. I don't know much about Below the Asylum. I know Awakened Realms games in general, they are pretty solid, but there have been ones that I've loved. See, what's it called? Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the one that I love? They're Lands of Evershade. Lands of Evershade is like one of the most recent ones that I've really enjoyed, and that one I was not as excited for. It just happened to be that I loved it, versus Grim Coven is one that I was more excited for, and it was good, but I like Lands of Evershade so much more. Below the Asylum is definitely giving me vibes of Grim Coven. I past that, don't know the gameplay aspects of it, but it seems to lean into that kind of general, maybe it's just the color palette, the black and red, I don't know. So it's lower on this list because I don't have a lot of information about it. Granted, there's another Awakened Realms game that's higher on this list that I also don't have a lot of information about, but excitement is not something that can be always perfectly defined, and we'll talk more about that one later. But for right now, Below the Asylum, still interested, still intrigued. Not yet, don't know enough. Similarly, we have Berserk, the board game from Monolith. Berserk is, well, first of all, based on the anime or a comic book. I never actually, the manga, I think it was. I never actually read it, so I don't know much about that. But the production looks cool. In general, again, Monolith. Like, a lot of these things are just companies that have put out games that I've liked, and so the miniatures look great. Like, I'm loving the miniature vibe so far. I remember when I talked to them about this, I was like, how are you going to capture that manga feel in a tabletop project? And they so far, like, look at this little apostle over here, looks amazing. All the miniatures and concepts over here look great. Gameplay is going to be the big question. What's the gameplay going to be like? Is it going to be rewarding? I don't yet know. We'll find out together. Tekken the board game. This one would be much lower if not for the fact that it's from Go On Board, because when they put out Cyberpunk 2077 and said it's a real-time game, an app, well, with an app, but the app's like kind of secondary. But when they said it's a real-time game, I was like, I don't know if that's going to work for me, and then it really worked for me. I think Project Elite and Cyberpunk 2077 are the only real-time games that to me feel more than just like gimmicks, but they really lean into how it works very well in a way that delivers an excellent, strategic, fun, adrenaline-fueled experience. Tekken the board game. It's based on Tekken. I've played Tekken. I've played many of these games, these kind of like Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter. I've done all those things. There's one more I'm forgetting. What's the other one that I'm forgetting? Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. There's another famous one. There's also Injustice. That's also a great one. But it's another famous one that I feel like I'm missing, but I don't remember right now. Let me know in the comments down below which one I'm missing. But Tekken, I would not be excited for Tekken alone. I am excited because Go On Board so far has managed to deliver experiences even when I'm not as excited about will that experience work or not. So we'll see. We'll see. I am intrigued. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I don't know if it'll work for me, but if a real-time game was able to work for me, I'm optimistic. So it's higher on this list than it should be, purely because of what Go On Board has done so far. Then we have the Garden Trilogy from Yuichi Bakoya. I never know how to pronounce that. I probably should learn by now. This is based on Aqua Garden. We have Sky Garden, Dino Garden, and a refresh of Aqua Garden. This is a system I have not yet played from them, but a system I am excited to play, and with 3 different biomes to go ahead and engage with. I'm definitely most excited about Dino Garden. Like, let's be honest, dinosaurs are the coolest. Birds are nice, fish are nice, but dinosaurs are absolutely the coolest, and I will fight you on that, although I will say the image they chose for Sky Garden, maybe birds are the coolest or the cutest. Cutest does win points. But yeah, a well-received game with a refresh and 3 new biomes with different mechanics and elements to them definitely has me excited for it. We have BattleForge Berserker from Creative Game Studios. Having played this already, definitely more excited for this one. This one leans, again, I'm not entirely sure where it'll land. I do need to play it more. Prototype I had only had access to limited elements of the game, but the general concept of it was almost a Mancala-style boss battler, which is an interesting kind of concept, but the general idea is it let you feel powerful while overwhelmed the entire time you played, and I like that combination. I like the combination of powering myself up, feeling like I can do more, mixing and matching the heroes and their avatar type things, their role that they change into, while facing off against, going through a variety of scenarios, facing off against the boss, trying to take them down from the various sides. Overall, really had a lot of fun with this one. It is definitely on the lighter side on the boss battle thing. I think they do have to fine tune some different elements to it, but from what I played, at least in the prototype phase, this was a win for me. Will those things tweak out to be at the final game being a great production? Time will tell on that, but prototype phase definitely delivered what I would want from it. Then we have Wonderland's War. This is not just going to be Wonderland's War Duel, this is also going to be a trick-taking game that I can't remember, For the Queen something? No, that's a different game. There's a trick-taking game as well that's going to be part of this. And honestly, I think I'm more excited about the trick-taking game than I am about Wonderland's War Duel. I had a chance to play both of them at Dice Tower East, and I like Wonderland's War Duel. Felt like a capture of the feeling of Wonderland's War, but in a faster time frame, because also only 2 players, versus Wonderland's War versus the trick-taking game that I can't recall. That was very fun. I really like that. It's basically a trick-taking game kind of modeled a little bit after Tidal Blades, Banner Festival, or whatever it is. So the idea that there's a high, a low, and then the medium as you play tricks and you're trying to figure out where you want to go. But you're really trying to check a lot of boxes. It's a trick-taking roll and write, sort of, or play and write, a trick and write. It's a trick and write. It's a trick and write. Really enjoyed that one. Looking forward to playing that one more. And Wonderland's War Duel, also looking forward to just the trick-taking game. The trick-taking game was the one that took it for me. We have Spell of Legends from Dragori Games. Production looks great. Their games are generally fun. They've done a lot of things in the Daenerys universe until now. Although I did really like that offshoot one. Oh my gosh, Odolin. Odolin was very solid as far as giving you a roguelike kind of progression. Again, only got to see so much. So the tricky part about covering prototypes is sometimes my experience and excitement is based on the limited subset of what I have, and you do need to see how it branches out and grows. But this, I love the theme of it. I love the art, the production. So far, everything's checking all the right boxes. Gameplay, that's going to be the big question, which hopefully they'll deliver. But I've always liked their experiences so far. The least favorite to me was Daenerys Adventures, which kind of like was good, but I just felt like I'd rather play full Daenerys instead if I'm going to be engaging in that system. But overall, their systems are very solid. One of the first reviews I ever did on the channel was for Arena of the Contest, which is their original game in the Daenerys system, because I was so enraptured by how cool it felt to be playing through that. So if they can land those spells and abilities on those characters, which so far they've done well, then I'm excited for it. We have Dale of Merchant's 10-year anniversary, and this should not be this high on the list. So I have a problem, okay? I have a problem where I like board games, and part of that problem is that sometimes I get rid of a game because I'm responsible about what I will and won't play and which games I like more, but I never stop liking the board games. And so Dale of Merchants is a game that I have loved and moved on from, but I'm like, it's the 10-year anniversary edition, there's revised decks and new solo modes, and that's enough. Like, new solo mode, that's a good reason to go ahead and jump back into this. I don't know if I'm back in this game or not. I will say it's adorable. I love the variability of it. I've played through a lot of Dale of Merchants. My big problem with it is I always felt that the purchasing of cards didn't feel like it had the weight I wanted to. Like in a good deck builder, when you buy that 8-cost card, you should feel like you worked your way up to it. You should feel it was earned. And in Dale of Merchants, it doesn't feel that way. Dale of Merchants, the nature of the economy and the way it works is it feels like it's pretty easy to get to that expensive card, and that kind of takes away from the fun of it, and I've never loved that one aspect. That one aspect has taken down the game a notch for me when I compare it to which deck builders do I want in my collection. But the art and the variability and all those concepts, that sounds great, so I am intrigued despite myself, because of course the solo mode is a good reason to jump back into it. So again, I have a problem. I'm not denying I have a problem. I am very aware of my problem. I am seeing people, mostly you about my problem, but we'll see what happens there. Beast Awakening. This is a little bit of a caveat here. This is a digital game. This is a digital implementation of Beast. I highly recommend checking out the video over here, this little video. Like, granted, videos do not a gameplay make, but it does look like it's very cool. Digital games can go either direction for me. They can really make games more accessible. Mind Management was just released on Board Game Arena, by the way. You can check that out if you want to try that there. But it often gives you ways to play games more. Some of the games in my collection that I have played the most, some, not all, are games that I've played on Board Game Arena or in some digital implementation. I do try to restrict it to playing with people within my game group so that we're still playing the same games at the same pace to a certain extent, but it really gives me an opportunity to play some of my favorite games again and again, and Beast is a game that I love, and it doesn't get as much table time as I would like, and this being in a digital app has me very intrigued. Now again, sometimes it can take away from the experience. I have played digital implementations of games that I was like, nope, I am out of this. I would rather play it in person only because that doesn't capture the feeling I want. And then other times it does capture that feeling, and those times just help me play it again and again and again. And I love playing games I love again and again and again because that just seems logical. So Beast Awakening, very intrigued by this one, very interested. It will come down to the final game. Agricola Dead Harvest. I don't know what they're changing on this. I don't know what Awakened Realms is going to be changing as far as making this a zombie game. But I mean, I've always loved Agricola. I love Caverna. What's going to be different here? You reload your rifle. Eyes locked in the approaching horde. They're close, too close. It's a zombie game where you're destroying zombies while playing in the world of Agricola. Like, designed by Uwe Rosenberg, I don't understand anything that's going on here. I have no clue. I don't know what the mechanics are like. I am excited for the game. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm excited for the game. And I can tell you, we have 27,000 people following this, and we only 24,000 people following below, so you all agree with me. Agricola Dead Harvest is more exciting. Now, what that conversion rate is going to be, that I don't know. How many people are going to see the campaign and be like, nope, I don't care about this? And that might include me. I just don't know. All I can tell you is I like Agricola, I like zombies, never the two shall mix, except today they decided to mix. Well, not today, whenever they came up with this. But Agricola Dead Harvest, very excited for this one. We have Rolling in Wonderland. This is from B.E.L.O.W's intent, and the art looks kind of like quirky cute. I like quirky cute, but overall, looks very easy to play. One thing I've realized a lot is that as much as I like big box miniature games, and I play big box miniature games, sometimes a good, lighter game is easy to get to the table. And this one does look like it has that vibe going on. Don't know enough about it, but I am intrigued by it. It looks easy to play. That's a big catchy thing for me. Looks cool, looks easy to play, very excited for it. We have Hood from Phalanx. Hood is a wildly asymmetric game of rebellion, power, and unholy ambition. Love the art style overall. I love the idea of the asymmetry of the game. The map, even this art over here, everything looks great. It looks top notch. I had a chance to talk to them briefly when doing the Game Found Feast about this game and the nature of the degrees of asymmetry to this. Again, asymmetry is always a double-edged sword. Sometimes it makes a game harder to teach and therefore harder to table, especially with new players and incorporating them. I am curious where this will land in this, but this definitely leans like it's trying to appeal to the audiences behind games like Root, and whether they stick that landing, that we'll see, but I'm definitely excited for this one. I think the art looks great. I like the idea of the asymmetry, the 2-hour playtime, 90 minutes to 2 hours, that's totally reasonable, and the question is what that game, like, I love the map. I don't know what it is, but for some reason I like the map more than I like the characters, which feels off, but that I love this art style. Anyways, that's Hood from Phalanx Games. Phalanx, not Phalanx Games. Then we have Gone to Gaia from Rose Gauntlet Entertainment. I've liked Rose Gauntlet Entertainment's games so far, and this time they are diving into a sprawling cooperative roguelike campaign for 1 to 2 players. I love that sentence, by the way, that 1 to 2 players. That aspect alone has me intrigued. They're definitely, like, same with Icefair and Guard, where they're kind of like, they're leaning into the audience. They're not trying to make it a game for everyone. They're trying to make it a game for 1 to 2 players, and it's a roguelike gameplay from a company who I've liked their game. So this definitely is out of the typical game that Rose Gauntlet Entertainment does make, so I am hesitant on that behalf, but past that, if a company makes things you like, and then they branch out to something new, are you excited about that something new? Are you excited with hesitancy? I'm excited with hesitancy, because this is definitely outside their normal wheelhouse. But it looks cool so far, and it has all the right art and mechanics and keywords, so color me excited for Gone to Gaia, and we'll see whether it delivers. Then we have Whisperwood. Whisperwood, this one is just announced from Carbon Alchemy. The art looks amazing. So first of all, from Carbon Alchemy, art looks amazing. It's bag building. All those things already sound easy and accessible, like easy to play, beautiful art and production from an established company. Whisperwood is definitely high on my list as far as excitement goes, and we shall see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next. But Whisperwood, definitely very excited for this one. I know bag building, I know the art, I know the company. That's all I got for you. But that alone has, like, look at this. Look at this. It's cute. It's adorable. And now we'll see if it's actually a good game. And then lastly, we have Blood Rage Valhalla. I love Blood Rage. Blood Rage is an excellent game, and so it's hard not to be excited and intrigued about a new system within this. Like, Blood Rage 2 has been teased for years, and is this the Blood Rage 2? Is this something new? I don't know, but designed by Eric Lang, so still designed by Eric Lang. I'd be less excited if it wasn't. And granted, Eric Lang's design approaches have changed over the years, and his types of games now, I'm less the target audience for. I've still enjoyed some of them, but still less the target audience for. But this one, I mean, I have to imagine it's going to have some degree of the original roots of Blood Rage in here, and so I could be let down. I mean, let's be honest, any of these games could let me down. Not a single game on this list is a sure thing. But I'm intrigued what they're going to do, both in terms of the campaign approach. Like, I have no idea if they're launching all the various back stuff for all their games, or if it's just the new stuff plus core. I don't know what they're doing. But Blood Rage Valhalla is the thing that has me interested. A new version of Blood Rage that might be good, or I might just prefer to play Blood Rage. Time will tell on that. That's what we have over here. 20 games for you. We have 20 different campaigns upcoming over the next who knows how long. This is no specific time period. These are just games that are going to be launching at some undefinable point in the future. And until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, I hope you have a good one. Two muffins are in an oven, and one turns to the other and says, "Man, it's getting hot in here." And the other one goes,